Well, hey there. Welcome to Movie Review Mom. So, what's up with Mr. Harrigan's phone? Find out. Keep watching in my review. Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. I really appreciate your support. And if you're new to my channel, be sure and subscribe and hit a thumbs up. That really helps me to grow my channel, and I appreciate your support. All right, so Mr. Harrigan's phone is kind of a horror mystery, more mystery, less horror, available exclusively now on Netflix. It's rated PG-13 and is an hour and 44 minutes. My overall movie review mom grade is a C. Now, I will explain why. Keep watching. I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like about the film, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines or interesting lines if there are any, just to kind of give you a feel for what the script is all about, and recommendations for other movies that are sort of similar or better that I think you might also like. All right, let's dive in. In a nutshell, when Mr. Harrigan dies, Craig, the teenager who befriended him and did odd jobs for him for many years, puts his smartphone in the old man's pocket before burial. When the lonely teenager sends his dead friend a message, he is shocked to get a return text. Dun, dun, dun. This unnerving film was directed by John Lee Hancock and based on a short novella written by Stephen King. Yes, the famous Stephen King horror writer. So expectations are high, right? Well, here's the list of things that I really liked about the movie. First of all, the cast of this film is blessed by two fantastic actors, the legendary Donald Sutherland and the young Jaden Martell. I loved watching their interplay and hearing their sensitive conversations about life and books, because the young one reads to the old one. Wow. More about that in a minute. The story takes its time studying the two main characters in very dramatic fashion. It's intriguing to see two very different personalities at opposite ends of their life. I like the use of a narrator to lead us along the journey. And if you follow Stephen King, you can actually see his tweet that he dated on October 12th, 2022, where he reveals what the mysterious texts from the grave spell out. So check that out. Now, there were a few things that I didn't like, obviously, about the film. First of all, the weakness in the film is that people see Stephen King's name attached to it and assume it's going to be another brilliant horror movie, right? It's not really a horror, although there are some supernatural forces at work. The other weakness is that those supernatural forces at work are never explained, and we're left with shrugging shoulders. There are many unanswered questions. In fact, we kind of go, well, whatever. And that's not good. Overall, the movie is a very slow burn. What I like about it too is that there are books and literature involved in the story. This young boy is reading books to the older gentleman, and again, for many years as they age. And it's fun to hear the sections of the books that are selected for the reading. So I liked that aspect. However, they're not always as obvious as you think they would be. And again, the reaction is probably mostly going to be, whatever. Maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't. Some of the themes that are illustrated well in the story are bullying, age, wisdom and literature, money and power, courage, standing up for yourself, and technology and cell phones. So I always write down funny lines and interesting lines. However, I didn't write down any funny lines because this is really a pretty serious drama, although some of the conversations are mildly amusing, but I definitely wouldn't say it's a comedy at all. So there were some interesting lines, and I'll share them with you. You can also go to moviereviewmom.com and check them out there. So Mr. Harrigan, played by Donald Sutherland, again, has known this young boy since he was very young and now as a young man. And so Mr. Harrigan says, "You are a far different person now than who you were when we met," which of course is true because he's young and he's grown. But I wanted to ask you the same question. If you're older, do you feel like you're still learning and growing and changing? Or are you pretty much the same person you were, 5, 10 years ago? Another interesting quote by Donald Sutherland Characters is when he says, the true value of money is not measured in worth. The true value of money is measured in power. And power is an interesting theme in this movie as well. Now, I love the brilliant gem that the narrator shares with us, and that is this: when the gods wish to punish us, they answer our prayers. And that is definitely all in play in this movie. And I think it's a really good line and one worth remembering, especially when you are saying prayers and wishing for things and then mad when you don't get answers to your prayers, because it could be a blessing. All right, so before we go, let me share a couple of recommendations for movies that instantly came to my mind. The first one is called Death Note. It's a movie from 2017. All right, and then the second one that I thought of is a fairly recent movie. It's called The Black Phone. So it's definitely a horror movie, and it has scary stuff in it and creepy stuff, but also because it's somebody coming back from the dead with messages. Fantastic performance by Ethan Hawke. Check out my review. I'll load it to play up right after you finish watching this one to see if it's something that you're interested in. Again, it's definitely horror, more bloody, gory, creepy stuff, whereas Mr. Harrigan's Phone is very simple and maybe even bloodless. I'm trying to remember if I saw any blood. I don't think I did. So it's more supernatural, creepy than horror. Okay, that's it for my review. I hope that those are helpful tips as you make your decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money watching this movie. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.